Well, they didn't make the finals 2 straight years, but I don't think you can lay that at the hands of Carter. Certainly, he didn't play to the level they anticipated, but we talked about it earlier, Kevin. When you're talking about winning a championship, everybody has to do their part. It's a team game, win or lose.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Stan Van Gundy. He's counting on getting a strong defensive performance out of his team today. He said it's something we've come to rely on. Our defense is really where it all starts for us. Let's see what they do, Kevin.
Doris, appreciate the update. And so it looks like defense early on is the strategic emphasis here.
Yeah, it usually is, Kevin. I mean, that's where coaches like to hang their hat on the defensive end of the floor.
Going back to the changing parts for Orlando, you have to think they missed Hito in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, I think so, because he was a playmaker. Without Hito Turkoglu, they lost another guy who could make plays. And then you factor in his size at 6'10" and the ability to make plays. It was a matchup headache for most opposing teams. And that made it difficult. And he could also shoot the three-point shot.
Now Hill, after Lewis's three-pointer that didn't go.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
And it's Petrus missing. And it's the Spurs ball. Parker outside Hill. And good with the shot. And the whistle blows for the contact and a chance for one more. And no problem at the line here for the three-point play. A chance here now to look at George Hill. He's out of IUPUI, taking number 26 overall in the 2008 draft.
Boy, and has he really developed in his first 2 years in the league, Kevin. I mean, he's a combo guard, long arms, and plenty of quickness. And he's really improved as a corner pocket three-point shooter.
And it's the Spurs with the ball. Vince Carter missing his last shot. Back to Jefferson. Defended by Carter. Shot's good by Jefferson. Jefferson's got his first basket of the night.
You can't let guys get so close to the hoop like that. You got to bump them and chuck them a little bit as they come through the paint. Make them feel you.
Releases. And it's Carter again missing.
With that, they find themselves missing on 4 of their first 5 shot attempts. That's not a good start. Actually, it's a bad start for them.
Here's Duncan, and it's San Antonio with another.
His height is really an advantage on that medium-range jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time.
Parker against Nelson. Pass to Carter. And here's Petrus. Can they get it? Kept alive. Another shot. Here's Howard. Finally, they get the bucket.
You have to block this guy out, Kevin. He's just too active on the boards to be left alone.
Parker against Nelson. McDyess. He's guarded by Howard. Takes it up. McDyess. Good.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not blinding quick, but he was determined to take that one to the rim.
In low to Howard. Good. And a nice assist from Nelson. Howard's got his second basket of the night. Here's Parker. Under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Duncan. And Vince Carter pulls it down. Here's Nelson. He's covered by McDyess. Nelson kicks to Howard. Guarded now by Duncan. Connected on the shot, and he was fouled. A chance here for a three-point play. And the Spurs making a change here. Bonner's checked in. Free throw no good for Howard. Clark, talk about the development of Dwight Howard's post repertoire.
I think he's made pretty good progress. You still see room for improvement, but he's starting to show you the hook shot with either hand. I'd like to see him shoot the face-up jump shot a little more. I really would love to see him develop that. And by comparison, he's not Hakeem Olajuwon, but he has become a little more effective.
The Magic trail by 3. And here is Duhan. Carter outside. Backing down is Howard. The Magic again can't hit. Spurs leading by 3. Jefferson dishes to Hill. Duncan, he's guarded by Howard. Baseline jumper, and again it's Tim Duncan. Duncan's got his third basket of the night right there.
He's really been efficient in the quarter so far. I love the way he's looking for his offense.
Here is Duhan. About 3.5 minutes left in the first.
All right, man. One more time. Keep it going for your silver net.
Covered by Parker. Duhan up top. Covered by Parker. Richardson, that's a two-pointer. Another miss by Orlando. Clark, third best rebounding percentage in the league last season for these Spurs.
Yeah, you know, everyone on the Spurs knows what they have to do to win, and that's boxing out. A big part of them winning.
Now here's Duncan. Rashard Lewis covering. No good from Duncan. The Magic trail by 5. Got a hand on it. And part of the Spurs' rebounding success, Clark, is they are a very fundamentally sound team.
And, partner, I think it starts at the top with Tim Duncan, because he sets the example in that regard.
Bad knees and all. He doesn't move laterally as well, does he?
That's right. He doesn't, but he still knows how to get his body on people.
I would agree with that. And Jefferson gets it to go.
They're really giving them all they can handle here. The defense is having a hard time keeping up.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. And as you mentioned, the defense a step slow, trying to defend this offensive onslaught.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, when they're shooting at such a high percentage like they are, they're really difficult to beat.
Both teams will make substitutions. On defense, San Antonio, 7-point differential. Here's Richardson to end the drought. Terrific swat. Outside, Ginobili. The shot misses. So Orlando will take it the other way. Here is Duhan. Pass to Howard. McDyess on him. Deflected. Bass. And oh, that was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. One thing you have to look at with the Magic, Clark, their best players are still pretty young and a great position to be, in a position of strength for a long time to come.
You love to see a nucleus of young, developing, hungry, talented players, and that's what the Magic have.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, last season, DeJuan Blair out of Pittsburgh fell into the second round based on concerns about his lack of height, lack of a developed postgame, and the lack of ACLs in either knee. But just as in college, Blair found a way to produce. He said, I know I have to earn my respect in the NBA. Nobody is just going to give it to me. Guys, if he continues to play the way he has, respect won't be an issue for this young guy.
He's done a great job. Thanks, Doris. Clock at 4. Duhan. Here's Reddick. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Duhan.
For a player of his skill, it's going to take a lot better defense than that.
Spurs leading by 5. Now Hill. Pass to Duncan. Passes there with the fadeaway. No good from Duncan.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Here's Duhan. McDyess grabs the board.
Smart D forced him into taking that mid-range jump shot, and as you might expect, he wasn't able to knock it down.
G, fended by Duhan. Pass to Duncan. Howard with the steal.
When someone's being that careless and sloppy with the ball, they're begging for it to be taken.
Slams it through.
He made sure to get a little extra hang time there, just to rub it in the defender's face a bit.
Look out below. I wasn't sure he was ever going to come down. With 2 seconds left, and the basket by Hill. Hill's got 5 points so far. And here's Duhan. First quarter over, and big numbers up on the board. It's the Spurs up 5.
And they've really played well on D. It's all about teamwork and communication, and they put on a clinic at that end of the floor.
And we'll be back in just a moment. Close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Here is Parker. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. So with Duncan sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. They've got Tony Parker, Ginobili out there with Blair. Then there's McDyess. Five to shoot. Here's Ginobili. Can't hit, so Orlando will take it the other way.
You know, Manu Ginobili, one of the two players alongside the great Bill Bradley to win in the Euro League, an Olympic gold medal, and an NBA championship. His game has certainly proven to have an excellent exchange value.
Yes, it does. Spurs leading by 3. Here's G. Kept alive. Second shot opportunity. It's blocked. Petrus with it. Nelson with it. DeJuan Blair grabs the miss.
Shocking how wide open he was. Even more shocking that he couldn't sink it.
Draws the foul. He'll get a trip to the line. Manu Ginobili, Clark, in his 9th season out of Argentina. Maybe the biggest draft steal of all time. 57th in the second round. He was taken back in the 99 draft.
Yeah, he's definitely up there, Kevin. I mean, since coming to the Spurs in 2002, he's been one of their 3 best players, and he's helped them win 3 championships.
The Magic trail by 5. Nelson outside. Bass backs in. Here's Petrus. Off the mark with the 3 ball. On offense, here are the Spurs. Leading by 5. The baseline J. Ginobili gets the bucket. And the Spurs lead by 7. Here is Nelson. No points for him. Covered by Parker. Bass backs down. The shot is off. Well, the Spurs will take it the other way. To Ginobili. Back to Parker. Guarded by Nelson. Just 5 on the clock. 4 on the clock. Parker's shot is off. The Magic trail by 7.
It had to feel good for the Spurs to take out the Mavs in the first round last year in the playoffs, considering how much they don't really care for one another.
Nelson against Parker with the shot. And Nelson gets it to go. Nelson's got his first 2 points of the night. Here is Parker. About 5.5 minutes left in the second. And yep, that falls, and the foul is called. We'll see him shoot one from the free throw line. With that Mavs series in mind, Clark, there really is tension when these 2 teams get together.
Yeah, and especially, Kevin, with the clash in styles. It just made for terrific TV and theater in my mind.
And the Magic making a change here. Clark, a note about Tony Parker. He decided to sit out of international play this offseason to get healthy.
Yeah, he helped to lead them to a bronze medal in the 2005 World Championships, and he won a gold medal for France in the FIBA Under-18 World Championships in 2000.
And Nelson gets it to go. Here's Ginobili. To the wing. Jefferson. Goes up. Deflected by Howard. It's Nelson up top. Covered by Parker. Parker against Nelson. Wafts it up.
Those 2 are in such great sync. I mean, tremendous symmetry there. The perfect pass and a perfect finish.
It really looked like he read his mind before lobbing that ball up there. Nelson against Parker. Hits it, and with the blocking foul, he'll have a chance for one more.
What an acrobatic finish. I love the dunk, but you got to give it up for that kind of layup.
And he makes the free throw. Well, you look at Tony Parker last season, a tough one for him with his numbers worsening in almost every category. And he flushes it through. Sprite Slam Cam with the replay.
That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
Spurs leading by 4. Guarded by Nelson. Parker's shot is off.
We've seen him make that mid-range shot, but just not often enough. That's a good example of excellent communication. The nice lead pass led his teammate right to the rim for the basket.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Now let's check in with the third member of our crew, Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, as you know, the Spurs got off to a slow start last season, and that's something we had seen from them before. But according to Coach Greg Popovich, this time it was a little bit different. He pointed to the adjustment of teaching new players a system, saying, "We lost a bit more corporate knowledge than I had thought. It's taken more time than I expected to get everybody back on the same page." And guys, as the Spurs continue to refresh the deck, that's going to continue to be a challenge for them.
Doris, thank you for that.
You know, it's never easy when you have a bunch of older vets mixed in with a bunch of first and second year guys. That dynamic is a real challenge for a team.
So both teams changing it up here. Here is Nelson. He has 5. Backing down is Howard. They double team Howard. On the money. Howard's got 12.
They're definitely doing what they need to do as far as getting better shots off. That's a move in the right direction. That's where they want to be headed, getting good quality shots.
Hill against Nelson. Hill kicks to Duncan. It's tipped. It's back to Hill. Duncan. He's guarded by Bass. Duncan misses. Orlando trailing here. Pietrus from outside. Kept alive.
Both teams really matching up well on the board. We've got ourselves a pretty good game here, Kevin.
Outside Hill. Blocked. Here is Nelson. It's blocked. And it's the Spurs with the ball. And here's Hill for 3. And Vince Carter pulls it down. On offense, here are the Magic. Trailing by 2. Nelson kicks to Carter. The 3. And it's Pietrus missing. San Antonio leading. Hill kicks to Jefferson. Over Carter. Shots good by Jefferson. Jefferson's got 8 points.
That offensive trip ended with a high percentage shot. Well done.
Looking at the ability for Orlando to win road games, one of the key litmus tests for any great ball club. The Magic did it 25 times last year. Not a bad mark by any means.
One of the best road marks in the league, Kevin. You could do a lot worse and still be fine if you're the Magic, given how well they do play at home. So road numbers like what you see there, 25 road wins, that to me says championship contender.
Can't get it to go. So Orlando will take it the other way. And here's Nelson. He has 5. Jacks up the triple. Scooped up. Down low. The second chance effort. Passes shot. Good. 7 points in the game.
He was really a non-factor in that first quarter, but he's found a way to step it up here.
Here's Duncan. And he gets the bucket. Foul is called. 1 free throw for him.
Nice play right there to stay with it. Beautiful.
And the Magic making a change here. He can't complete the three-point play.
Well, I like what I'm seeing. They're showing a little bit more determination this quarter. Getting to the line more often by being aggressive. I love that attitude. They're not just sitting on the lead. They're being aggressive, continuing to attack, getting the ball to the rack, getting the defense to overreact and commit fouls. That's good basketball. Snares the offensive rebound, then sends it home.
Here's Parker. He has 6. Tipped. Takes it up. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Parker. Duncan's got 10 points in the game. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And I love the unselfishness. It's a joy to watch.
Here is Carter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Duhan. Carter's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Now McDyess. The shot is off. And that'll do it for the first half. Game time.
Checking out the game Tim Duncan is having. He's got 10 points and 2 blocks.
Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
Time now for the HP halftime report this Tuesday. Let's get right into it. The Spurs are fighting for control so far. They've taken full advantage of their trips to the line, and that's made a key difference. And Tim Duncan standing out early. After 2, he's got 10 points so far and has been a huge...
All right, Spurs fans, it's time for second half basketball. Make some noise! And as the quarter begins, both teams have been trading blows like prize fights. A close ball game. So on the floor for Orlando, Shard plays the 4 with Howard at the 5. Nelson and Carter are manning the backcourt. And Pietrus. Pass to Jefferson. Duncan down low. Lewis covering. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Jefferson.
Kev, you can't let him get the ball that close to the basket. By that time, it's already too late.
Though they were bounced out Clark early in the postseason to the Suns, Duncan still showed he can be effective.
You're exactly right, Kevin. He saw a slight increase in his production and logged a lot of minutes in their 2 series. You know, when the games are on the line, he showed he can still go the distance.
San Antonio trailing here. Rebounded by Jameer Nelson. And it's Orlando's ball. It's a 1-point game. Covered by Parker. Carter with the 3. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. Carter's got 12 in the game. But with that, you have to make sure you limit Duncan's minutes in the regular season.
Exactly. I mean, the Spurs are past playing just to make it into the playoffs, Kevin. They are looking for rings, and the best way to do that is to keep Duncan fresh come springtime. You've got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
Nelson behind the arc, and again it's the Magic from deep.
Boy, they come out from halftime looking very sharp. That's 3 for 3.
Here is Parker. He has 6. Here's Duncan. And nothing is falling for him right now.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
Hill against Nelson. Carter right side. Grant Hill covering. Howard kicks to Carter. Fires the 3. And that one's good. Carter's got 15 points.
They're playing at a really high level to start the half. Hitting all of their shots so far. Good ball movement and shot making.
Here's Parker. Draws right iron, but falls through with the kind bounce. Here is Nelson. 8 points for him. Carter outside. No good from Howard.
You can't D up a layup any better than that. Nice work.
19 wins against the East for the Spurs last season.
You know, that's actually up 1 from the season before, Kevin, when they had 18 and a better overall record. So a very similar performance year to year for the San Antonio Spurs.
Magic leading by 8. Here's Carter. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. 17 points for Vince Carter. And it's the Spurs with the ball, trailing by 10. Parker outside. Jefferson against Pietrus. Here's Parker, and he buries it from outside. Parker's got 11 points. Here's Orlando now. They're on a 14-5 run here. Now Nelson. From downtown. Kept alive. Here's Howard. Blocked. Spurs trail by 7. Now McDyess. Pass to Hill. Goes up. Deflected by Howard. Right around. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's Lewis. And laid up and in. Lewis has got his first 2 points.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Nelson against Parker. Hill defended by Carter. And the basket by Hill. Here is Nelson. 8 points for him. Vince Carter on the wing. Takes it up. Guides it back in with the soft tap. 16 points for Howard.
I'll tell you what, he's been an efficient scorer for them. He executes, takes good shots, and he always seems to make a basket when it's needed most. He's excellent at timely baskets.
Stolen away.
You should leave those long bomb passes alone.
Jefferson dishes to Hill. Over Petrus. Hill, no good.
He just hasn't been able to get on track in this game. Not like he would like to. He's a much better shooter than he's shown.
And closing the shot, even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws. Tim Duncan picks one up. You look at the trade from before last season, Magic acquiring Vince Carter cheaply, but he's slowing down, it looks like, just a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, there's no denying that. Players don't want to make excuses, but rumors came out in February that his knee just wasn't quite right.
We'll have to monitor that more.
Yep.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. DeJuan Blair, he's checked in for McDyess, and it's Ginobili in for Richard Jefferson. And the Magic making a change here. Backing him down is Duncan. Back to Parker. Pass to Duncan. And that one barely misses as he draws contact. 2 free throws coming up. High risers like Vince Carter put a lot of wear and tear on their knees. You start to get into your mid-30s and those joints just stop cooperating.
Yeah, they don't always completely shut down, but they certainly take a little more work to get going, and you saw evidence of that, I think, with Vince Carter.
Carter right side. Pass to Howard. Duhon with the ball. For 3. And that's good. Vince Carter for 3. Carter's got 22 points.
They're getting open looks now and knocking them down after struggling a bit in the first half. I mean, that just comes from understanding who you are and what you do. Stay with your game plan.
Picked them clean.
Despite that turnover, they've been spectacular protecting the ball, but they need to improve in other areas if they're going to pull this one out.
Here's Ginobili. 1:51 left in the third. And he hits that one from down low. Ginobili's got his second basket of the night. Here's Orlando now.
Kick it out, kick it out.
Duhon with the ball. Carter outside. And here's Richardson. He's covered by Ginobili. Just 4 to shoot. And he dunks that one through.
He has almost supernatural bouncing ability. He can bounce right out of the building.
Only a handful of players have that kind of athleticism, Clark. Let's go with a 3. That doesn't go either by Ginobili.
Every time they get under the glass, it seems like they're getting all of the rebounding opportunities.
Richardson, good. Richardson's got his third basket of the night. A challenging stretch for San Antonio here. It's a 16-point game. Ginobili with the 3. Again, the miss by Ginobili. Richardson against Ginobili. And Parker comes with the help. Carter with the 3. It's hauled in by Duncan.
He was off the mark on that one, but I hope the defense isn't planning to play him like that continuously. I mean, he'll knock down open shots from out there.
Here is Duhon. 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Parker is whistled for reaching in. That is his first foul of the game. And the Spurs with some changes. Splitter's checked in for Duncan. And it's Jefferson in for Tony Parker. Brandon Bass is checked in for Orlando. Redick comes in for Vince Carter. Here's Richardson. 6 points for him. Duhan. Back to Richardson. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Bass's shot, good.
He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
Here is Splitter. Fires from 14. Rashard Lewis pulls it in. Redick for 3. We played through 3 in the double-digit game.